Hello, Student Affairs team. As we continue to stabilize and better understand how we operate, we are now shifting into the next phase, building a shared understanding of our work through the Student Affairs Training Plan. I know this has been a period of significant change. And while change is not always easy, it is necessary for us to better support our students. At the core of this work is a simple truth. We did not align for structure. We realigned for students. Our goal is for us to create a simplified, high quality experience that helps students move from entry to completion with a lot of clarity and a lot of support. Before we dive deeper into the Student Affairs operating model, I want to review the learning objectives with you. Throughout this module, you'll understand how the Student Affairs operating model supports a simplified, student-centered experience. We'll recognize how Student Affairs roles contribute to the student journey from entry to completion. Apply a shared responsibility mindset to ensure students receive the right support at the right time. And identify how best to collaborate, refer, and escalate effectively across our teams. Before we get into the how, we need to ground ourselves in the why and the reality of our students. Today, most of our students, about 76% of them, are attending part-time. That means their path through college is longer and sometimes even more complex. On average, it's taken almost 5 years for our students to complete. And for many of our students, even after all that time, they are not reaching a livable wage. That's not because our students aren't capable, and it's not that we're not doing something. It's because of our system they are trying to navigate is not clear, it's not completely connected or supportive as it needs to be. What this tells us is simple. We don't have a student problem, we have a system problem. And that's exactly what this work is designed to address, and how Student Affairs can be contributors in creating a better system of support for our students. To address these challenges, we did not just move people or change reporting lines. We made a deliberate decision to shift how we operate. We are moving from organizing primarily around a team to aligning our work around our student journey. We are designing stronger collaborative systems across areas so students experience us as one connected system, not these separate offices. We, more importantly, are centering the experience around advising and as a key hub in helping students move forward. One of the things I wanted to share with you that's happening nationwide is that nationwide community colleges are seeing that academic advising is a critical area of focus as we start to evolve as a community of community colleges across the country to really realize what are those critical factors that build the momentum and the impact. And what's been identified across our country is academic advising. So let's go a little bit deeper in that conversation. Our operating model is how we work together to support students in a coordinated, consistent way. It is student-centered, aligned to the student journey, that experience that they're having with us, through us to get to their next place in life, and grounded in the idea that advising sits at the center of that experience. Remember that nationwide focus I said we're going to dig deeper into. It's all of us, though. This means our work is no longer driven by just individual teams or functions, but by what students need at each stage of their journey that may live in some of our functional areas. This approach is also reflected in our theory of change design work, where we are aligning our efforts around key priorities like starting strong, enrolling full-time, meeting basic needs, and fostering belonging and connection. These are not separate initiatives. They are part of the same system we're building together. Every role, regardless of functional area, plays a part in helping students move forward, and our success depends on how well we coordinate, communicate, and connect across the division. So let's take a look. If we look at advising services being at the hub of the student experience, helping students understand where they are, what decisions they need to make, and what comes next. It connects the students to the right services at the right time, but it does not work alone. This model depends on all of our areas working in coordination so students experience clear guidance and strong support throughout their journey. Advising serves as the hub, but we need to know what happens before and after the journey. We're mindful that this work supports this critical hub. So let's think about it for a minute. If I'm a recruiter, I should not look at this hub to say, but I'm on the outside, not at the hub. If we know advising is critical and it's where our country is saying this is a critical impact area for us, but how advising connects with recruitment, because recruitment sees those students on the front end at the very beginning, many times of that journey. So, how are we aligned well so that is seamless and smooth when we're working with students in admissions and assessment once they're admitted or before they're admitted and they need to go to the testing center and get any kinds of assessments. Let's go with the TSIA. What does that look like upon entry to get ready to be assessed? What does it mean when they complete, if they successfully complete that assessment, or if they still need some more work? What is the connective tissue between us all to make sure that student feels confident of the support they get to move forward in their journey, regardless of what their next steps may be? One of the biggest shifts in our model is moving to shared responsibility. In our model, advising plays a central role as the hub of the student experience. Advising helps students understand where they are, what decisions they need to make, and what comes next. But it's important to be very clear. Advising does not own the entire experience. It's not all on advising's shoulders. No single role or area does or should have that placed on their shoulders. Student success is a shared responsibility across all of student affairs and this college. Each of us plays a role, and just as importantly, we are all responsible for ensuring strong handoffs so students continue moving forward. This is how we operate as one connected system, not as separate functions. Students should not have to figure out where to go next on their own. That's our responsibility together. We're like this mighty machine behind them, pushing them forward, but they don't need to know all the complexities because on the front end, we're making that so simple for them. So let's think about the student journey. As you look at this journey, it's important to name that this map is not final. It's a working draft that will continue to evolve as we learn and refine. But seeing some of the great work of our colleagues and the design teams, I thought it was important to bring it forward just as a representation of what our colleagues are trying to demonstrate along that journey, and also demonstrate how they're hearing all of us in different design teams and when they're meeting with different subject matter expert departments to really think about how are they hearing it and then how do they visualize what they heard. So it's an exceptional draft to be able to start to see what that looks like for our students. It really shapes how we think about that student experience across the college. What matters most is this. While every student's path may look different, the experience we create for them should feel clear, it should feel connected and continuous. Advising is not a one-time interaction. Y'all, we all know that. It's a part of an ongoing system of support that follows the student across their entire journey, helping them navigate decisions, adjust plans, and stay on track from entry through completion and beyond. What moves students forward is not just what happens in a single interaction, but what happens next. Every touch point should leave students with a clear next step. If we consistently do that, if students leave us with clarity and direction, they are far more likely to continue and succeed. What our students want also in this process is honesty from us. If they haven't completed a step, let's not move them to the next place. Let's make sure that step is complete. So they're not frustrated when they go to the next place. Y'all have talked about this. And so I know you've asked your leaders, it's about time y'all started listening. But what remains constant in all of our shared responsibility to simplify the path, reduce confusion, and operate as one coordinated system of support. Because from the student's perspective, this is not a series of departments, it's one experience. Y'all, they say we're just one college, no matter how many campuses we have. And when that experience feels aligned and connected, students are significantly more likely to persist and reach completion. As a part of this realignment, as we think about advising at the hub, teams were intentionally designed to support stronger collaboration. These are natural collaborations, areas that are closely connected in the student journey and should be working together consistently. For example, orientation, advising, and financial aid, or welcome services and assessment and admissions. These connections help students move smoothly through key transition points. We talked about it earlier when we're all coming together with advising at the hub and we're all the spokes and a part of that. What part does advising live in the orientation process? What part does advising and financial aid connect together in that journey for our students? What does that look like? How in welcome services do we support our students, but also teach them how to fish at the same time? But just as important are stronger cross-functional collaborations where we intentionally move beyond our immediate areas to support the full student experience. It also means financial aid and advising, working together proactively, not just when issues arise, and ensuring career and transfer conversations happen earlier in the journey, not only in the middle or at the end. The expectation is that we do not operate within our areas alone. We operate as a part of a connected system, supporting students from start to finish. And even collaborating across divisions, like advising, working closely with basic needs, mental health, accommodations, our student accessibility services to support the whole student, not just the academic plan. This model only works if it shows up in how we each do our work every day. For each of us, this means understanding where our role fits in the student journey and how we contribute to moving students forward. It means making sure that every student leaves our interaction with clarity, knowing what they've done and what comes next. Because for many of our students, they are navigating college for the first time. Imagine a student who knows nothing about college, trying to figure out where to start, who to talk to, or how to move forward. Or imagine the student that's the adult student and they have kids, they have work, or they're a caretaker. They want to know, what is my next step so I don't have to repeat these other steps because I don't have the time to go backwards. I need to move forward. Our role is to simplify that experience, to make it clear, connected, and supportive from the moment they enter and the moment they complete. That's why your role matters. You are not just completing a task, you are part of whether a student continues or stops. And this is also why this work matters to you. This model is designed to bring greater clarity to your role, strengthen how we work together, and reduce confusion for both students and for y'all. As our staff, as our colleagues, it's confusing. We've heard you, and we want to make sure that that confusion, we remove that for all involved in this process to successfully support our students. As we move forward, this module sets the foundation. In the next modules, our leaders will go deeper to support you, and you will receive the tools and resources needed to apply this in your day-to-day work. As we continue refining how we operate, we need to stay grounded in the questions our chancellor reminds us when we're making decisions. Asking whether a decision improves the student experience, makes us more effective to realize our intended student outcomes, increases alignment and clarity, and moves us closer to the real solution, our completion goals, that North Star. These questions help us stay focused on student success. Today is about building a shared understanding of how we operate. And when the model is working well, students experience a clearer, more connected path. They face fewer barriers, receive more consistent support, and are better able to move forward. In the next modules, you'll hear from each of our ABCs who will go deeper into each stage of the student journey. You will also receive the tools and resources needed to apply this in your day-to-day work through experiential labs. I'm super excited to get this journey started, roll up my sleeves with you where we can learn together and just ensure that we are meeting the needs of students, helping us connect better together to know how to create that connective tissue and have those experiential labs that we didn't just understand the theory and the modules of what we were doing, but we were able to actualize them to make sure that when we walk away, we are ready to think differently, switch that mindset and how we support students, and not just talk about a realignment, but live it in the eyes and the journey for our students. I'm so excited for this journey you all are about to take. Enjoy the ride, and I look forward to working with you. Take care.